As we get to the latest on the updates that are coming in the investigation into the Kolkata rape and murder case, let's also tell you about the protests that have been taking place across the country. Doctors, angry, frustrated, and rightly so, have come out in large numbers over the last 2 days, protesting over the incident that's taken place, demanding security for women doctors. And we've been seeing in the last few hours, a lot of these protests have been called off partially, and that's because many of their demands have been met, which included for an impartial probe, for punishment for the culprits. They wanted the case to be handed over to the CBI. They wanted the government to recognize that there's a clear need to improve the infrastructure provided in the workplace, in these hospitals, for women doctors in particular. And tonight, on the eve of Independence Day, we're going to be seeing a very symbolic protest across the country, a midnight nationwide protest over the Kolkata rape case. It's called Reclaim the Night, very fittingly, and this protest will be held across India. You're going to be seeing a sizable number of women, a sizable number of doctors coming out to protest at exactly midnight, not just in solidarity with Abhaya's family in Kolkata, but also with, in fact, every woman doctor who puts her life at risk when she now does a night shift in her hospital because of the clear lack of conditions. They're going to be raising that essentially in this protest called Reclaim the Night. Anupam Mishra is joining us with more details on this. Anupam, at the heart of this movement will be a midnight protest that will take place in Kolkata.
Well, Akshita, midnight protest will be happening all over West Bengal, not only in Kolkata, and there are several places which are going to witness this kind of protest, and this protest is ongoing. I'm telling you, right now we are in Arjikar Hospital, and the students are protesting here, and they will continue their protest, and they will also continue their protest past midnight, and not only in Arjikar Hospital. There are a lot of places, symbolic places like Victoria Memorial in South Kolkata. There are a lot of places which will be witnessing the midnight protest by females, and this is the kind of unique protest which we will going to witness tonight, and it will start around 12 p.m., 12 o'clock midnight, and it will continue for about 1 hour in different places of Kolkata. Akshita.
Thanks very much for joining us with those details. You can see that the protests continue there in Kolkata non-stop, particularly outside the Arjikar Hospital. And tonight at midnight, there will be protests in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, and of course in Kolkata as well. Now, this incident has sparked a larger question. For so many women doctors out there, they're now scared. Their families obviously are scared also when they're assigned a night shift because of the kind of infrastructure that's provided to them and how their lives essentially are in danger. I'm not exaggerating when I say it, looking at what's happened in Kolkata. So we wanted to bring in some voices from women doctors, understand what they're going through, their plight, the conditions and difficulties that they face in just going to their workplace and doing their job. Joining us now is Dr. Rubina Bhatt, who's joining us from Srinagar. We also have Dr. Shashwati Sinha, who is joining us from Kolkata. Dr. Sinha, I'd like to begin with you. This has happened in your city. This has happened in a government hospital in Kolkata. Dr. Sinha, when you first heard of this news, did it make you scared? Did you feel a sense of fear knowing that this has happened in your city to a woman doctor? I'm sure you can relate a whole lot to.
Absolutely. It is not only a question of fear, but it is a question of being let down. It's a sense of anguish, hearing the plight of a young woman doctor. And it just put all our thoughts and all our imaginations completely haywire, because we have been, as residents, as interns, as postgraduate trainees, and even now as consultants, we have always thought our workplace to be the safest place because we spend more waking hours in our workplace as compared to at home. That is a place of sanctity. And if somebody is assaulted, is attacked and is murdered at the workplace, then that is a sheer feeling of being let down.
Dr. Sinha, tell us really about what a female doctor goes through. Working in a government hospital as a trainee doctor, I know that many of these doctors, male and female, pull off 35, 36-hour shifts. But I understand there's not even a place to rest in these government hospitals. And that's why this young woman, this 31-year-old, was actually sleeping in the seminar hall where you don't even have the option of bolting the door.
You're absolutely right. I would say that, there's a lot to be looked into as far as infrastructure is concerned. And more so when such incidents happen, probably when we used to work as residents, and even our residents now, not only in government, but in a lot of corporate hospitals, you may not have the perfect place where you can rest. You may not have a separate duty room or a separate washroom to you for the female doctors. And especially when you are going through a 24 or 36-hour shift, there's a lot to be looked into. The infrastructure really needs to be, people need to take a control over what is going on.
You'd think that the basics would be providing a clean place to sleep, a safe place to sleep, to rest. You'd think that the basic is ensuring hygiene, washroom is available, and a safe one at that for women. That's not done. That's what at least you're telling us, Dr. Sinha, and it's shocking. Dr. Bhatt, if I can come across to you, seeing this particular incident, did it also, in a sense, act like a trigger point for you? Have you also suffered as a result of, lack of infrastructure, lack of facilities?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody here is having that same issue of this lacking security and lacking the proper room as well as washroom. Definitely, in each and every hospital, it's a very big issue everywhere. I think government is giving a very least interest to the doctors. They don't bother.
No, can you tell me, Dr. Bhatt, what it's like? What it's like as a woman to work in these hospitals? What are the problems that you face? You're saying there's no washroom, there are no beds. So what is the kind of provisions? Nothing?
We are lacking security, definitely. And second thing is, proper room and washroom. We never get it properly.
So when you do your long shifts, where do you stay? Where do you rest?
We have rooms, but still, like in emergency, we don't have a proper female room. And in other places, in wards, there are rooms. So we arrange accordingly. We will went to wards sometimes and other places to take a rest. So this is the biggest issue because we are not getting a proper security nowhere. If any attendant will come and shout on you, nobody will be there. No security will be there. Nobody will take your side at that time. We have to call our colleagues, and when they will reach till that time, you have to face alone.
I'm sure you've done a lot of night shifts. I'm sure you've done a lot of 30-plus hour shifts. Have you ever, Dr. Bhatt, while you've done this, felt unsafe?
As such, we are used to it, I think, because we are not fearing that much. But now we listen. We came to know about this gang rape, and we got a lot of fear. Before this, we were not having that much of fear, to be honest. We are not thinking that this will happen in the hospital. So it's the first time we heard, so we get very much disturbed, and in fact, we feared a lot. But before this, we are not having this much of fear in our minds. So...
No, I'm sure this is like a wake-up call of sorts for everyone of what can happen. So in such a circumstance, Dr. Bhatt, have you raised this? Has anything been assured to you about protection, about ensuring adequate facilities for you and the other women doctors?
Yeah. We just want our government to protect the center.
I understand. Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Sinha, just stay with me. We've got big breaking news that's coming in right now. Mamata Banerjee has now responded to all of the criticism that there were attempts to cover up the investigation. Mamata Banerjee asks, what action did we not take? She's saying we want the rapist to be hanged, that I personally monitored this entire case through the night and ensured a detailed investigation. But Mamata Banerjee maintains that the response has been adequate. Mamata Banerjee maintains that there is no attempt to cover up. She's saying that we wanted the rapist to be hanged. I personally monitored the investigation. Let's play out for you what the Chief Minister said.
রবিবার আমি বলেছিলাম যদি সবটা তদন্ত শেষ না হয় আমি নিজে সিবিআই কে দিয়ে দেব 34 জনকে পুলিশ অলরেডি ডেকে কথা বলেছিল শুনেছি এবং আরো অনেকে ওদের লিস্টে ছিল
Mamata Banerjee says that police have spoken to many people
কথা বলতো সেই সুযোগটা তারা
and the remaining ones would have been spoken in the next couple of days, but that time was not given. But we want good for everyone.
সিবিআই কে দিয়েছেন আমার কোনো আপত্তি নেই
Mamata Banerjee says that she doesn't really have any objection that the case has been transferred to CBI. Mamata Banerjee says that the team that was used to crack this case of Kolkata police was one of the best teams in the world, which was working also in the case of the Bangladeshi MP's murder case.
যখনই বাইরের কেউ ভিআইপি আসতো বা এলআইপি আসতো সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট আমাদের এটা শেয়ার করতে ডেটাটা এখন সেটা শেয়ার করে না
Mamata Banerjee says that earlier the central government used to share the itinerary of foreigner VIPs, but right now they do not do so. She further says that had she known about the arrival of the Bangladeshi MP, she would have made security arrangements as well.
ফয়সালা করেছে কে বেঙ্গল পুলিশ তাদের আজকে প্রাইজ দেওয়া হচ্ছে তাদের আজকে পুরস্কার দেওয়া হচ্ছে মনে রাখবেন রাজনীতি করার জন্য যা ইচ্ছে করে যান কিন্তু কোন মৃত্যুকে নিয়ে এই ভয়াবহ রাজনীতির খেলা খেলবেন না আজকে
all I'm saying is that do remember that it is not good to politicize someone's death.
সামাজিক ব্যাধি আমরা সবাই মিলে আজও যদি একটা ঘটনা ঘটে উত্তরপ্রদেশে ঘটেছে মধ্যপ্রদেশে ঘটেছে দিল্লিতে ঘটেছে রাজস্থানে ঘটেছে মণিপুরে 100 মহিলাকে নার্স সমেত নেকেডলি প্যারেড করা হয়েছে ধর্ষণ করে কি ব্যবস্থা নিয়েছিলেন বিজেপি গভর্নমেন্ট কি করেছিলেন
I want to ask what did the BJP and the CPM friends did on the numerous rapes that happened in UP, Manipur.
তাকে জীবন্ত তার গায়ে অগ্নিসংযোগ করে তাকে হত্যা করা হয়েছিল
The victim of Hathras was burnt alive. What was the UP police doing then?
আপনার রাজ্য সরকার কি করেছিলেন আপনারা
What did you do BJP when the Unnao incident happened? I'll ask the Congress as well. Even you have governments in various states. What decisions have you taken in reference to these such incidents?
Okay, Mamata Banerjee there defending her government's actions, the police's action in this particular case, saying everything that needed to be done in the investigation has been. But what about the cover-up, the attempts to call it a suicide in the beginning and what not? What about those issues? Will Mamata Banerjee speak on that is the question, because even her own allies like Rahul Gandhi has said that there is clearly a cover-up here that there must be answers for. Let's cut across to more breaking news coming in. Now, TMC MP Shukendhu Shekhar Roy has also slammed his own government. So within the Trinamool Congress, there's criticism of how this case was handled. And you've got him holding a dharna right now, saying that this demolishes the claim that Kolkata is right now the safest city in India. And he slammed the Mamata government. Shukendhu Shekhar Roy saying and questioning why the college principal was actually reinstated by the government just 40 minutes after he was removed as the college principal of RG Kar Medical Hospital. So that is a question right now that even within the TMC that's being raised by members of parliament, a senior leader there speaking out, essentially revolting, saying how his government has handled the situation in Bengal is shameful.
Kolkata is altogether a different city. Here the girls, the women, they move freely, unlike many other places in the country. But unfortunately, after this incident, everybody has been horrified. We shudder in shock. Extreme shock and trauma people are now feeling. So the anger and the trauma and the feeling of the people must be respected by all those who are in the authority to control such situations.
The Trinamool Congress MP there raising some very, very crucial, important questions about the investigation. But there's also a question about the kind of facilities, the infrastructure that was there at this medical college. It's a government hospital, so it's government run and had clearly no infrastructure whatsoever for these women doctors. Like I said, the victim was sleeping in a seminar hall because there was no room with beds provided for her. At a 35-hour shift that she was doing, she decided to take a break and while being on duty, went to sleep in a seminar hall. Unfortunately, at the RG Kar Hospital and College, this is the state of affairs. We spoke to many other women doctors who are currently employed at their hospital, and they shared absolutely horror tales with us.
The basic requirement is a clean washroom, the first thing I would say. Wherever we work, we don't have that proper facility. Be it a room, we don't have a proper washroom in our working place.
But the place where you people sit, does that have a proper washroom?
We can't, different departments have different facilities, you can say. In our hostel, there is no proper security. There was robbery in our hostel. There was no CCTV footage of that, nothing. We don't have security in our workplace. There are 2 washrooms in one floor that you can use, and there are 15 to 20 people in a floor. So it's a mess.
For a resident doctor, we have different kind of working hours for different departments. It can extend up to 24 hours or 48 hours at max. For interns, it is inhuman. It can even extend up to 72 hours
at a
stretch in some departments. And I myself have worked for 48 hours at a stretch.
Imagine that, not even washrooms being provided for these women doctors. How do they go back to work now after seeing what's happened to their colleague in that hospital? Steps need to be taken, perhaps not just in this government hospital, and this hopefully will serve as a wake-up call to many others to buck up and ensure adequate infrastructure for women